We're back. What a 24 hours it's been. Not since we've been back. Just in general, the last 24 hours, how great it's been. If you're a Celtics fan, you got what you were looking for last night. You really got what you were looking for. The best part about yesterday was the balanced scoring from this team. Look, 20 from 40 for three is the recipe for their success. That's their success is 20 from 40 for three. And I don't care who you are. I don't think there's any team in the league that can beat them if they shoot like that. And I was just so elated yesterday. What a fucking day outside today. It's beautiful. And may I just say to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. I'm feeling great. I'm so happy I have a great mother. I forgot. I always got to remember, you got to turn off the comments for me. Not turn them off, but hide them. Because I got Coach Drunk Chris Curtis weighing in. So let me put those away. There we go. Oh, much better. Much better. I don't want that negativity right now. We don't need that negativity. The Knicks are a sorry franchise. I'm just going to say they are sorry. And I will say the Celtics have affected this series in all three games to their own doing. However that sounds, it doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. They have affected all three games. The two games they lost were really because they couldn't score. They still only lost by a couple of points. They're the reason why they lost. The reason why they won yesterday was they're the reason why they won too. They are just dominating the Knicks. They're down 2-1, but they have been up 20 points in two games. Yesterday was a blowout. And, the best part about yesterday for me is, I heard Coleman. He came on Brando's show. What does he do? Kind of takes the high road. Deep down, he's couldn't be happier to shove it down the fucking Celtics throat. He hates the Celtics fans. He hates the Celtics. Supposedly, if he's a real fan, I don't know, but he pretends like he is. He kind of took the route of, hey, I heard him say kind of house money. I'm happy we won. But deep down when they were up 2-0, what he wanted to say was he just thought they were going to roll through the Celtics. Part of his brain definitely thought that. And after yesterday's loss, how exciting, because that doubt creeps in. Like, oh, no, this is not going to happen. The Celtics are a much better team. Yesterday, everybody on the team, it's a pretty balanced scoring line for the Celtics yesterday. The highest scorer was Tatum with 22. Oh, sorry, Pritchard with 23. He did play that garbage time at the end, but he had a really good game. And defensively was great. It has just been a great 24 hours. If you love sports, I usually don't come on here and talk about sports much, but I do enjoy it. And the Celtics are a great joy for me. And, you have to get that second championship if you're Tatum. And this is the chance to do it. You don't know what next year is going to bring. Porzingis, he's not playing great. I thought yesterday he's still, whatever's going on with him, is really affecting him. Those other guys are just going to have to play better. And Tatum and Brown, they don't need Porzingis to be great to win this. This is their opportunity right now. You got to take the title this year. And the Knicks really, I don't think are going to pose a great challenge. I think the next game, as long as they can shoot good, I think that's going to be, the key to it, obviously. I just don't think the Knicks are going to win the game. I don't think they're going to be able to win this year. The next game, I don't think they're going to win the series. And I couldn't be happier. I couldn't feel better that how bad Montante's day probably was yesterday, how Coleman's day was, especially that retard Tommy Quinlan. I hope your day fucking sucked yesterday. That's what I want to say on here today, because my day was great. Today was great too. Happy Mother's Day and all that. I went out for dinner. My girlfriend's parents. That was interesting. I haven't really had met before. I definitely took some heat from my own mother, who just had a knee surgery. I think she was a little upset I went out with her parents for dinner tonight, but I also had to work. I don't know. I could throw it out there. Is it really, if I go there on Friday before Mother's Day, I brought in a nice flowers and all that stuff for her. We sat for a while. We talked on Friday. So on Friday I went down. So then I said, I won't be here Sunday because I'm coming today instead. She took it very personal, very personal. We got into a really deep conversation, but all kinds of stuff came out, and I don't know, man. I called her today again, and she seemed a little down again, like she's a little upset with me. So I might have some work to do there. But I showed up. I did what I was supposed to do. I got lassoed into this. I mean, my girlfriend like basically told me I had to. I had no choice. It's like John from Warren going to that birthday party. You had no choice. You have to go. You know your wife was not gonna let you not go. You know it. Which we'll talk about that later because man, fucking that was fun yesterday. That basketball tryouts, dude. It was a great day yesterday. All around, a lot of good things happened. Said that 4 times. Go with 5. It was a great day yesterday. Great day to be a Celtics fan. Great day. Beautiful weather. At the end of the day, sit out, you enjoy your night because you had a great day. And today was awesome. My mom's mad at me. That's all right. Well, she'll get over it. I hopefully can work through these big problems of being not coming on one day and coming on another. I mean, that's the son problem she has. But, yep, went to seasons 52. That was pretty good. Again, like usual, my guy Daver and all the rest of the people, cooks in the kitchen, chefs. You build up for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is a huge day, huge fucking day. Obviously, you're bringing out the patriarchs. How do you say the patriarch of the family? Mother's Day is important to mothers, obviously, very, very important. And the restaurants, well, they pay on Mother's Day. You get your ass kicked. Now, we had our server. Was she good? Kind of, because she didn't do anything. So to me, that's not too bad. Like, I don't want too much talking. I want you to do your job and get out. But she comes over to the table. And one of the first, again, these guys have been preparing for weeks. She's probably just walked in the door. She picks up her fucking notepad and ready to go, ready to make a lot of money, just showing up. So she comes. So the first question is, of course, my girlfriend's like, hey, what are the specials? Not a clue what's going on. Not a clue. Doesn't know if there's any. Doesn't know any answers to anything. So again, she has to go ask the manager if there's specials. He lets us know that there isn't. And she just basically fumbled around, which is fine. I mean, she wasn't. It is the difference. That server Mother's Day is not a big deal to them. They just show up and work. And it just was, but it was a good meal. I always got to take a shot at my fellow. Mother's Day is hard all around, so it's a tough day of the business. So anybody that gets through Mother's Day, congratulations to the restaurant staffs. You guys, I'm sure you did a great job. Big money spent on Mother's Day. It was a huge day for us. I know anywhere I've ever worked. Now it's not so bad. I had 25 extra guests today, so not so bad. But just grateful for the big win by the Celtics. I'm going to start there. I know it's the KMS network. Obviously, a lot going on, but just a fine day. Just a fine day. Exciting. So we get to my notes. What's going on here? Well, first off, I usually don't come on Sundays, but I'm going to come on because, I haven't heard anybody kind of preview the 1,000th show. This is a Freddie Lynn spot. Isn't it? I mean, Mike and the Minifans is dead. Menners is whipped. Where has he been? Jesus. This girl is got she's got the hots for the Menners. And I'm hopefully he's delivering the magic. That's all we can hope for because I haven't seen him around. I haven't really heard from him. Maybe he's working a lot. It's possible, but he has disappeared off the face of the earth. The network's kind of moving astray. I mean, what's going on with Menners? That's the question. I'm hoping. I mean, if you're doing well with the girlfriend, great. We just haven't heard many updates about it. I mean, he wants everybody else to talk about their personal life. He doesn't really talk about his much. He's kind of like a pussy like that lately. Let's get some details, man. Come on. Anyway, yesterday was another day. Fucking basketball tryouts. I will say, we'll get to the 1,000th episode in a little bit. I didn't even talk. Hold on. 1,000th episode in a little bit. But the basketball tryouts, I'd probably give a kidney to be part of that fucking something to do with that team, Like those guys are lucky, guy. I mean, on the court with those guys, how awesome would that be? I could never make it up and down. My knee is busted. Couldn't do it. But even Bobby Cost, these guys, great position. I mean, I went to all the games. To me, was the best content of that year that they put out. To me, it was an experience going to these games. And again, Kirk has just a way of knowing what's going to work. And said, hey, let's, obviously cinema's passed. You need some people, need some bodies. So let's do a tryout. And so I was watching the Celtics. Obviously, right before the Celtics started, I'm going to put this on. I kind of got to it late, and this is what I saw. I mean, I don't ever want to hear shit about anything I've ever filmed ever again or anybody else. I don't know how it could have been better. Maybe I think I saw Andy Mayo post. They have that technology that can hold it so it doesn't move. I saw Tim doing a lot of recording, so hopefully you got some better. I'm sure there's going to be something that comes out that's all put together. I'm not sure, but that was an all time terrible fucking job by Dave Collin, wasn't it? Now I will say this, Dave, and because I'm feeling good today. It's Mother's Day. People are happy. I'm appreciative you did it. I will say that. I'll give you that. I'll give you a C for effort. That was an all-time bad job by Dave Collin. What the fuck? My son's like, I was trying to have him watch it because he thought maybe he could beat some of those kids out. He probably could. He probably could fucking make this team. I don't get in his head. He's a pretty good player, but you couldn't. I'm grateful you did it, Dave. I really am grateful. But that was kind of a miss for what it should have been. I'm not sure. Again, maybe the live stream is I see Matt. I don't know the whole story yet. So maybe they're gonna put together a whole reel of stuff and it's gonna be fantastic. And that's what I'm waiting for, I guess. And I'm not gonna talk shit because live stream is hard. It just didn't get it wouldn't have delivered if you're there, it would have been just, I think, a much better experience because there was some unbelievable stuff going on in that gymnasium. First off, I'm telling my friend Brando, you asshole. You showed up late. Are you kidding me? And his excuse was he overslept. What are you, a fucking teenager? That's the kind of excuses I get from people at my work. Oh, I overslept. That is terrible, Brando. But what was more terrible was I thought you were allergic to leather, man. Are you afraid of the ball? Are you? He was like scared to touch the ball. And he can't play. But I give him a lot of credit. He got there. He tried. And Brando's a great guy. But those videos you did at your assisted living didn't tell a story at all about how shitty of a basketball player you are. But I loved it, every second of it. Kevin from Bristol made my day. I watching him run up and down was the joy of my life, I think. I don't think it can get better than that, can it? Watching Kevin from Bristol try to labor on with that fucking bum leg. He was out there playing, and I can tell you, we're getting older. He's in his 50s, so I know. These guys playing a team, a lot of them in their 30s. So it's a little different. You start hitting 40, 50, you get a little tight. So he probably played all day. Then you do that drive, which is a long drive for him. And he comes out, and he's tight. He's really tight. And he goes up and just blows it out, and he tries to come back. And the heart, man, the heart from these fans. He gutted it out. He went for it. Give him a lot of credit. I'm saying I don't want you on the fucking team. I think these guys need to take this a little more serious. You know, we shouldn't be putting on players that we just like their characters. Should be the best player for the team. And I know Kirk's going to make the right decision. Steve from Gloucester, I heard some praise from those from James and Josh and James. You know, maybe it wasn't him. It was somebody else. Maybe it was Josh. It was one of them. I think maybe they tweeted. I'm not even sure anymore. So he had kind of a solid performance. I mean, Cullinane missed a shot. I didn't even see it. I didn't see the one he hit. So I guess I'd have to see that to know. But he looked a little old out there. Not like Steve, but he wasn't really playful either. And they were trying to interview him. He just wasn't really playful. Quidditch guy went down hard, which was great. It was went down. He just collapsed. People were winding, hands on their head. They hardly did any running. It was a wonderful experience for a fan. You know, if you're there, kind of sucks, but obviously there's a couple standouts. It really was kind of hard to tell on the broadcast, kind of like who was good and who wasn't. I mean, I could kind of get an idea, but I'm gonna lob any criticism, I guess, but it seemed a little personally, if they did it again, I would think about play those 3-on-3s and then take the best of those 3-on-3, the best players out of each one, and put them against each other again, just to get another look at them. I mean, maybe they're thinking like they could tell right away. There's players obviously that can't play, like the Brandos of the world. Like already, it's not worth it. Game's too important. You're doing it for Cinema Lords. You can't have dead weight because Cinema played a decent amount of minutes. It's not like you can just have two bench dwellers. You kind of want somebody that can play, and actually probably two guys that can play. Excuse me. But kind of looking at it, as we preview the game, I mean, there's some definitely people that you feel comfortable with. Beanbag always looks good. I feel comfortable with Beanbag Run. I know he's going to perform in the game. Kirk is, for 50 years old, it's unbelievable what he can actually do on a basketball court. I was thoroughly impressed watching him all year, last year, whatever it was. He played excellent, pretty much every game. So I felt comfortable with him out there. Mutt's in pretty good shape, so I feel comfortable with him too. So you got those three guys that I feel really comfortable are going to perform and have a decent game. Now, the other guys you're kind of thinking about is another guy that's in pretty good shape is Gus. I mean, I don't know if he's played in a while. He's going to give you some energy off the bench, I think. A couple cheap shots, which is what we need. I'm saying you got to win this game, whatever it takes. If it's cheap shots, it's cheap shots. Somebody has to get in somebody's head. Somebody's got to do the fucking dirty work, and that's what Gus is there for. Charge the people, hurt people, maybe. Don't do it intentionally. If it happens, it happens. It's like you got to play hard. The controversial figure right now is John Warren, who, let's be serious, guys. You're not going to blow off your two kids' birthday party. You're just not. I mean, some people would. But John's a great guy. If he does that, I think his wife looks at him different. I don't think you can actually pull that off. John is a good player to have on the team. I think John, though, not coming to this practice has to go up to another level. Like you haven't shown up to this practice, the first practice. I say keep him on the team, but I don't want to see nice guy John on the court, shaking people's hands and picking them up. You got to play. You got to put it all out there, John. Put it all out there because you blew up practice. Now you got to make it up a little. Go out there, and I don't want him off the team. Obviously, I think that'd be crazy. If I'm looking at some of the troubling people on the team, we talk about Pat Ford. Guys, Pat Ford is fat again. You can see it on screen. He looks way out of shape. Since the basketball season, he's probably put on 35 to 40 pounds. Honestly, it's like it's showing. He's he's getting ready for his 40s. He's packing them on, getting ready. He's not going to be able to run down the court. And Pat's an important player to this team, but he's fat, and he needs to work on that now. It's time. You can't fuck around now, Pat. You got to get yourself ready. You're not ready. You took a 1-3. I don't see it. It's troubling. That's a guy we need to be great to win this game. You can't have him out there looking like that. It's all slap and tickle at the basketball tryout. When the game comes, you're going to be able to perform. You better start getting in shape. We need you, man. We need you. Because if Pat Ford can be a really key player, if he plays well, hits like 2 or 3 threes, that could change the game. It really could. So, you got to be out there ready to go. I mean, Justin is going to be, I don't think you should play him at all. You want to win, you don't play Justin. I think he's a vibes guy. Maybe he helps on the bench, gives a little assistance, water or something, but you want to win. If he plays, it's 1 minute. The big X factor right now, I mean, pretty much is Coleman. He's going to be a guy that I'm waiting to see. Do I have faith he'll be good? I do not. His ankles are fucked. They were bad then. We've seen when Coleman goes down, he's kind of a fucking baby too. Like he'll just sit there. I don't think he has the heart of a lion. But he may prove us wrong. I mean, he talks a lot. When people come in the paint, he's got his little sayings. But he has his days where he's games that he's not great. Look. Hopefully the ankles hold up, but I think they need 2 out of these guys. We saw the players play. I don't think any of the notable names should make it. I thought the guy, I don't know if he had an Orlando shirt on or whatever they said. There was one guy that looked, you could tell, kind of stood out. I think he should be a shoo-in. I tell you, the guy that I kind of liked too was at the end with the black shirt. He wasn't too bad. Kind of a big guy and get some rebounds. I guess we'll see what happened, but that was great content other than Dave kind of moving around too. I mean, I was getting a headache watching that shit, but it was enjoyable. It's enjoyable. So great job with the basketball tryouts. Hopefully they make the right decision. get the right people and go for the win. You need that W. So Kevin can't make it up the court. Brando can't play. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, we did forget about Beyond Average Hitler too. We don't want to forget about him. I'm sorry I didn't bring him up. He's shooting the ball in those videos and stuff. He's another guy I don't think knows how to play much basketball. So as much as he's talking, for me personally, I think if he went out there and had an unbelievable game, would be the greatest thing ever. But we know that's probably not going to happen. I think if he goes in and he can actually score a point, would be something. But he's low off the bench too. You ride 5-6 guys in this game. I mean, you ride like a 7-man rotation, I would think, for most of the game. Kirk basically doesn't come out. Mutt's going to play a lot and beanbag ride. These guys are going to play a ton. And then you mix all the other guys in. If Pat starts hitting shots, you keep him in longer. If you miss your shots, you get him out of there. That's, to me personally, I don't think Kirk should coach when you play all game. I mean, he is the leader of the team. He should know better than this. If you're going to play every minute in a game, it's hard to have. You need somebody on the sidelines kind of controlling those substitutions too, because you don't want, when guys go cold, their ass needs to get out, right? And you need somebody there to get the next guy in and pick the right spots. And when you're playing, it's hard. So, it might be some of the reasons why they might have lost last time. They didn't really have a great, a coach that could, push back too. Say, hey, no, let's get this guy in there and have a little more force. But Kirk is a control freak, we know, and he's like you said, it's not a democracy, and I get that. But when you're out there playing, it'd be a lot easier if he could just focus on the game and not worry about any of the other shit. There's sometimes somebody gets a little tired, they want to check out. You don't let them. It's like, the fuck in there, Pat. Sorry, Pat. I know you're tired. You should have ran more before you came in this game. Sorry, dude. I need your 3-point shot out there. You're staying out there. And they need some of that pushback. I don't know who's going to do that, but I am so looking forward to this game. It is going to be so loud in there. I think trying to get as many fans in there will be very important for this game. The fans should be heckling the other team. I think, within reason. We don't want to be stupid, but we want to be loud. And we want to, when Rico Bosco comes to the line, he should not be thinking, he should be thinking, what are these fucking guys? He should be hearing us. Megaphones, whatever we got to do, we got to be loud. So I can't tell you how excited I am for that game. There's no way I would miss that game in Connecticut. So good forward to that. So, and then I came on I didn't get right to it, but we got the 1000th episode coming up tomorrow. I think tomorrow, Tuesday. I don't even know. I don't know. It's coming up. I'm figuring tomorrow. So I didn't see anybody that was going to really talk about it. It's been a crazy run for this show. A lot of peaks and valleys, I guess. A lot of different iterations of the show. All different kinds of producers. We've had Steve. We've had Dave. Obviously, Gus, Coleman. Back to Dave. Justin. So, what a run. I always, you think about how you got into this show. That's what I think about, when you think about the 1000th episodes, the things that come to my mind. And I remember, listening to when I first started, my friend, one of my good friends, and might have been 2000, maybe 2007 or 8. We were talking. I had never listened to EEI. Maybe it was 2006, one of those years. He's like, "Oh, it's a great station, WEEI. They talk mostly just Sox and Red Sox. I think I'm sorry, Sox and Red Sox, Patriots and Red Sox at the time. I think that's kind of what it was. So I started listening to. I don't know if they do the years right. So I don't like doing this because I don't like predicting the years. But I think one of the first shows I listened to was Dale and Numi. That's what it was. Then I went to Dale and Holly. So I started listening to that. I remember thinking like, I love this. I love sports at the time. Really, it was really what I was mostly paying attention to, and enjoyed listening to those shows. And then kind of stumbled into Kirk Dennis and Callahan. There we go with Meter. And so I started working the days in the mornings. Before I went to work, I would listen to it, and I used to go to work around, I think, 9:30 at the time, 10 o'clock. So I used to be able to get up for my kids, do what I had to do, drop them off a date, whatever. I forgot exactly what the routine was, but I would listen to that show. And I remember when Kirk came on it, that was the first time I had heard Kirk. I didn't ever hear him on the weekends. I didn't really listen to weekend shows. I was, with my family and stuff, I never really listened to the weekend shows actually until after. So he came on the show. Obviously, Meter left. Then they brought on a guy, Kevin Winters, and I think he lasted a month or whatever. And they gave this guy Kirk Minahan a shot, And ever since I had never heard a broadcaster like that before. I loved right from the beginning. I really enjoyed the show more than ever. I really became the show and I like the Big Show, and Dale and Holly. I actually enjoyed. But one of the first things Kirk actually taught me on these shows, well, the first thing I kind of realized was how boring sports talk radio was. Like it never crossed my mind. So I started listening to his show and I started thinking about like, fucking shit is boring. And that just kind of went from there and kind of opened my eyes. And then we all remember, they again, unbelievable run. He brings these guys number one shows. And I feel his pain, you bring a number one show to the station, a show that's kicking ass all over the place. They're trying to control you. And then obviously he goes out with, his illness. Sorry, I don't mean to be crude about that, but he took some time off and they wouldn't let him back on. And amazingly, which was crazy, that they let him back on for one more show at the end, which was a great show. It's still online. Once in a while, listen to that. It was awesome. So I just remember thinking, all right, he's going, it was all right away. He signs with Barstool. I honestly had never listened to any Barstool content. Not really. I knew who Portnoy was because he was on that show. That's the first time I knew about Portnoy. Went on with Kirk and Callahan. So then I had known him from that, and then I was like, oh, great. I know I knew Barstool from afar. I just never really paid attention to much of the content. And I remember that period, just how excited I was for him to get there and have his own show, and how was it going to turn out? And, just what a fucking run, just 1,000 episodes of, something that's ingrained in my life now, which is crazy. It's, obviously he was gone for that whole month. It was a long month, man. You think about it, it's going to end. I know that. And I know it's probably irrational, but just a lot of great fucking moments in this show and going through things in life as you're listening to the show. It gives you that comic relief that you need. I don't want to get sappy on you, Kirk, but it's just an amazing feat to be this consistent, to put out great content that you've done for this amount of time. To be at 1,000 episodes for nobody else to come on and talk about this is shocking to me. Where is this fucking network? Honest to God. Nobody's going to come on and talk about the 1,000th episode on this network. That's why I came on tonight. I hadn't seen my girlfriend in a few days, and she's taking care of her kids, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to do it because 1,000th episode is just it's a symbol of everything that's been accomplished through that show for himself. He turned down, he got out of a contract that paid him a lot of money to go to Barstool and take a risk, to start from scratch, start from nothing, trust your talent and build it to become, honestly, one of the best personalities at Barstool. And now to be, even more ingrained in it, just kind of, all the battles that they fought, all the problems he had before he got there, people trying to ruin his fucking life, to fight back, and put out great content and deal with people that are, be honest, you're more intellectually stunted than you are, and to go with it, to treat your fans the way you have, it's just all of us, we can bust balls, we can joke around. I know there's people that hate the fucking show. It's not the same as it used to be, blah 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 blah. You're all liars. You love the fucking show. We all do. We wouldn't sit around and talk about it if we didn't love it. To me, it's something that's, I'll never be part of my life. It's going to be in my obituary too, Kirk. Don't worry. It's already written. Yep. Fan of the KMS Kirk Minahan show is going in there whether you like it or not. So I wish there was more people want to talk about it. I'd bring people on. They don't want to go on. It's, unbelievable, just what a run, it's not more. We all know exactly how we feel about it. There's people that like it more than others, and that's normal of anything. So, there's the casual listeners, then there's the people that really, are hardcore about the show and whatever else comes with it. But yesterday was a day that, it's unbelievable, the content. So it's I don't get this anywhere else. I listen to other podcasts. It's not like this. I like true crime podcasts. Once in a while, I'll throw on Turtle Boy. It's pretty good. There's obviously other good podcasts. Just nothing that talks to me the way this show does. This how I grew up. I miss the dynamic I had with my father and brother because we just relentlessly busted each other's balls, right? So that's how it is. That's how I grew up, and this show kind of was that. And it shows people sensitivity. It's real life. Talk about real shit. Uh, you know, not everything is talked about, but for the most part, it's a pretty open show. And I'm always impressed. Some of the great moments. I mean, not even with the show, just in general. The things that kind of stand out to me about Kirk in general, like what kind of drew me toward him big time is that there was an Enough About Me episode that he did. I think it was an episode where Steve Buckley had written a hit piece against him. And he kind of shitted on that, but he told in that episode, he kind of told a story about some of the stuff he was going through with mental illness. Somebody was screaming in his ear. He felt like somebody was following him. All things that you just never hear people talk about on air. You just don't. You don't hear that level of detail usually. And you get like, wow, that kind of like opened my eyes to like, wow, that's what he deals with all the time. That is crazy. Obviously we have all but those are the kind of, when I think about how real that is, it opens your eyes to things, and he's obviously a great broadcaster. But he's also willing to talk about those kind of things. And that's a rare quality, it's to be that open and public about stuff and have, he's at a different level. I laughed. So I was, I took some heat for going to cinemas, family and friends thing or whatever. But I'm still astonished when Kirk's like, Nick really, I thought he loved the show, but wow, he really loved it. It's like, what do you think? There's a lot of people out there like just like him. They love it. I guess sometimes it's hard to wrap your mind around because he doesn't have this show to listen to. It's different. Like the shows he listened to doesn't have the following like this. It's just not the same. This is its own entity. And congratulations on 1,000 shows. You did it with low key, low talent. You've put it together. Coleman was, and honestly, I was listening to a Steve episode the other day. I put on a Coleman episode. Coleman he roots for a shitty fan base. His fans are shitty, just like not in New York, right, Coleman? There wasn't brawls and all this shit. Your fans are awful. The Knicks fans are they are the worst fucking. I hate the Knicks, but you're a good producer, Coleman. So thank you for that. If anything, I'm going to say thank you for being part of the 1,000 episodes and the content you put out for us. Great job. And obviously these guys, and I'm a Dave fan, other than his shaking, his Parkinson's he had yesterday. People say he doesn't work hard. We'll see tomorrow. 1,000th episode, right? We'll see what happens. But, I appreciate all the work you guys have done. So just congratulations on 1,000 episodes. Fucking unbelievable. Hopefully we'll get 1,000 more. I don't think so. I don't think it'll happen, but, I'm grateful for what we get. All right. Almost done here. Almost done. So now we're going to I'm going to look up again something I did last week. This is my favorite part was the Spaces bracket. Pat Ford, and nobody's going to promote your bracket, but I will promote your craziness for sure. For sure. A lot of thought put into this thing. So he's got me blocked. So let me go find him. And I saw there was some new standings. So that's exciting. Some new matches have been cleared, so we're on to the next round. I don't know if he's updated that part yet. 1 second, let me pull it up here. Where is he? Oh, right in the front. Wow, been looking. Fucking blocked, you pussy. Why don't you just pin it first, Pat? You still got me pinned up there. Why? God, it takes forever to find this fucking thing. There we go. All right. So round two. Round two is it round two? Let's see. All right. So round two is finished. So Trent South, the number 1 seed. Is this? Yeah, this is right. Your finals. Okay, perfect. They're finals. I don't want to give false information here, but so Trent South, we're going for the craziest person on Spaces. Spaces have been crazy. There's some psychos in there. These guys need help, though. I mean, Freddie Lynn needs help. This guy is in every space now. Why don't you do something for the show, man? Something on the network. You fucking waste your time in there every night for. You got time to be in there every night. You can do something. You can do something for the network. Anyway, Trent South defeats Jackson from Australia. 61% to 39%. I think that's right. Trent is a crazy person. Trent has said some really awful things to me. Things that most people don't say to you. Then there's times when he's really nice to me. I think they have a name for that. I don't know what they call that illness, but I wish you the best. Pat Ford defeats the 8-9 seed. Pat Ford defeats Luke McKay. Definitely. Luke's just an asshole. He's not really crazy. Pat is a psychopath. So Pat, the 60-40 is probably low. I don't know. These guys don't really know Pat enough for that. I don't know. I think they're being nice, maybe. I don't know. MM defeats Wagon. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that ironic? The woman abuser. The woman beats the woman abuser. Great job, MM. Great job. I mean, you are a crazy person. You are a real lonely woman who sits in spaces with a bunch of men, and you want to take your shirt off. I mean, I can feel it's coming. You just want attention like nobody's ever wanted attention that I've ever seen in my life. Hey, I'm here for it. Look, you want attention, keep going, but you are a psycho. And Wagon he likes to hurt women. So it's a good win. It's a good win. It's for the people. You know, we're punching back, and MM takes out the woman abuser. Excellent job. Brando. I don't want to say this is like an upset. I thought people may just vote for Montante as a 13 seed just to because he's kind of popular and people don't understand or whatever. But nope, they went. Brando is a crazy person. Is he more crazy than Montante? Probably. They're just different kind of crazy. Montante can be like the asshole kind of crazy. He's also a Knicks fan and a Jets fan, and he's lost a lot. So you gotta. That factors in, it's a lot of like stress constantly not being able to beat these teams. But when Brando over Montante, I like. Drew Brand is in all life and everything he does is a piece of shit. There is no fucking way that Drew Brand is crazier than Bradley Stein. We all know that. But Drew takes it out. He gets his 3,500 Twitter followers. He posts out there. For some reason, he has this innate sense to just try to win stupid things. He wants to win brackets. I'll give him that. But you're cheating. You're not really in the spirit of it. I think it needs to be seen by the people it's seen, and that way it's voted on. So Drew Band is throwing out votes. There's 362 votes for Drew Band. Everything else in the 60s and 70s. Scumbag material right there. It's a scumbag move to try to win this. What a child. Let the people in the spaces speak. He can't do it. He's a fucking cheating fuck. And he's just not crazier than Bradley Stein. It's a horrible. I mean, Bradley Stein is a nutcase, an asshole, a nutcase, all in one. He's Drew, at least, he won't block you and all that stuff. He's a lot tougher, I think, mentally than Bradley Stein, who is a mental midget. But he's crazier. So bad job, Drew. Just fucking stay into the spirit of the bracket. That's disgusting. Kane beats Big Dick O'Malley. It's not enough of a drubbing. He's a sane person, but pretends like he's not. Which I guess is a compliment to him. I mean, his need for attention, he's calling people out, trying to kill people when he's really just a lonely man. It's sad. So I appreciate the win. 6 seed. I'll take it. I'm enjoying this bracket, Pat, by the way. This is good content. Good stuff. And then, okay, here we go. Freddie Lynn, a 7 seed. Knocking off the gay guy, Tommy Quinlan. Quinlan is pretty normal, pretty vanilla, pretty basic. I think his sexual proclivities are probably the same. He just seems like a vanilla kind of guy. Freddie is a definite psychopath. I mean, Freddie's one of my favorite people. We go back and forth. I don't know. He's weird. I'm weird. It's all in one. I think I get under his skin really good. He gets under mine sometimes. So it's a good battle. Hopefully I can see you. I don't know how it works out. I'm not going to go through the process to see right now, but and then my guy Roscoe, is this part of the same one? I don't know. Yes, I think so. Okay. Roscoe getting beat by NKB. Now, I asked Jackson who it was, and he told me it was the mailman guy. I think his name is the mailman, who is a vehement racist, who Freddie, let stay in spaces, and MM, these guys, kind of like enable this guy. I don't know where he's been. I think maybe they finally got the news. This guy's bad news. I'm all, hey, it's spaces. Do what you want. You want to put yourself out there. You want to put your address out there. You want to use the N word. You want to use the other slurs that you use. We won't say here because we don't want to. We're not anti-Semites like Mick. Okay, we don't use those slurs here. We're pro-Jewish all the way. But NKB is a psychopath, and to only beat him by 6% is crazy. Roscoe is as normal as they get. He is more vanilla than Quinlan. So it should have been a lot bigger. But great job. I'm enjoying it. Keep up the brackets, Pat. You could put that. You could do something like that for the show, but you've chosen to go to the dark side. You don't let the team down, Pat. The gut's gotten bigger. Say what you want about me, that's fine, but you're out there too, and you're better than this. So you got a month. You got to get ready for that game because it's going to be a huge game. And if you guys want to, again, what Kirk said about you in the beginning of that episode was harsh, man. That impression of you was, I felt bad. I thought it was a little much. Did I love it? I definitely loved it, but it was a lot, and you shouldn't have done that. But you got to take, it's time. You got to prove everybody wrong. I mean, you kind of slumped at the end of that season. You didn't play well. I think you might have had one good game in the last 5, maybe, if I remember correctly. So we'll count on you. But good spaces bracket, Pat. Good job, buddy. Enjoying that. Anything else in my notes? I just had Ismender's loss. That's all. I just think he's whipped. It happens. You start getting it, and you were making fun of other people because they couldn't get shit done, maybe, or hey, why aren't you doing shows? And now girlfriend comes in and things change. You got to be some kind of personality to be able to fit it all in. So. The Aussie Minifan show is very good. We don't have a mic in the Minifans. It's sad that the show's gone, but I don't blame that on him. But I haven't seen him around. So I haven't heard from him. Not that I see him in person or anything, but he seems a little distant lately. In general, to the network. So, but let's go to the comments. Not many, which is good. Let's get the hell out of here. Yep. There's Kim, probably a fake one, I'm sure. Let's see, anything good? How much coke tonight, fat boy? That's not nice. That is really not nice. All right. Thank you, Luke. Luke, nobody's watching, not one mother. Well, you never know. It's not just for you, Luke, or just for those mothers. Maybe my mother's watching. You ever think of that, Luke? You ever? Shut up. This is brutal. Fuck you too. Let's go. What else we got? All right. I think that'll be it. Again, great content from the basketball. Celtics, excellent. 1,000 show on the rise, on the coming up, probably tomorrow. Do we think that Cully and Justin will have something major prepared? Now, I don't know. I know Kirk said last time he didn't think that you'd be able to do it on YouTube. So I wonder if it's just going to be a podcast show. Maybe that's come out. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if he has said it again. I didn't hear it anywhere, so I wonder what it's going to be. But anyway, congrats on that, Kirk. Great job, 1,000th episode, and we'll see you soon.